Today, Claudia Goode is sharing with us a stewardship moment. Hi, Claudia. That's for you.
Thank you.
Friends, this is Claudia Goode. Can you tell the folks how long you've been a member at North Park?
Well, I have been a member, as I realized the other day, for 30 years. The early 90s, Bill and I and our children came to North Park. So that's a long time. And it has been a blessing.
I was going to make some joke about it, about as long as I've been alive, but that's so not true. So I'm not 30 yet, so.
I know.
No.
And I'm not 50 yet either.
That's right. So you came in the early 90s, so this means that this church building, this place has been your church home.
That's right.
For many years.
For many years, yes. Mm-hmm.
And you've been very active in this church and thinking about how we are called to share the love. Thinking about today's scripture, how have you seen that love play out in your life here at North Park?
Oh, I've seen it in so many ways. And I think, I'm going to talk about financial things today, but I would like to focus on the time that we give to this church and therefore the love to the church. I know myself, there are so many neat mission projects that this church has. Unique ones, I think, too. But right now, I am a part of the long-standing pillow ministry, where we make the pillows for the breast cancer patients at Presbyterian. And then, probably for the last year and a half, I have loved to nurture and pick those tomatoes. It's become one of my favorite things. And, it's our way of reaching out to the community and providing those fresh vegetables for the food pantries here in the city.
So you are feeding hungry bellies, and you are feeding hungry souls, these people you'll never meet, but they know love.
Absolutely. That's right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much for the things you do here. Now, I know that our friend Liz Williams asked you to give a minute for mission last year as you made your pledge to the congregation. So since we are in stewardship season, would you mind telling the congregation a little bit?
I would be glad to. I'll turn my attention to what I was sent here to talk about, right? By sharing your worldly financial assets, that is a way that we also show our love for our church and for our community. So I'm here today to make you aware of how to share those assets in a way that is smart and also a win-win, both for yourself and for the church. Now, this past year, I decided to pay my church pledge through a transfer of stocks to North Park. Now, I have to admit, I perhaps came by this a little as a slow learner because my mother paid her church pledge in the same family stock that I'm doing for decades. So it took me a while, but I got there. In any case, I am glad that I found this way to share my financial aspects of that and made me aware of the way to fulfill my financial obligations. My first step when I decided to do this was to contact one of our North Park financial gurus, Liz Williams. Liz was helpful and enthusiastically guided me in the process to accomplish this goal. And it really was a very easy process, I assure you. Using my stock shares to pay my church pledge was really not only easy, but it was smart. With my transfer of shares to the church, I paid no taxes, as I would have had I sold the stock. And the church pays no taxes on the received shares. You might note the only entity left out of my equation is the IRS. Now, in all honesty, I must share, as anyone who watches the market knows, that this month, or perhaps even this year, may not be the best time to touch any of those stock assets. However, as we all know, the market goes down and the market goes up, and so it just falls to us to know our right timing. I only come here this morning to ask you to consider this form of financial giving to support our beloved North Park Church. Thank you.
Thank you.